Okay.
So, hello everybody, and welcome to uh, Candid Conversations. And I'm here with my friend Leigh, and we're talking about beauty in the breakup and when you have things thrown at you, how to maintain the beauty in the crashing worlds around you. So, I know that I was just at a class with Leigh, a week and a half ago or something?
Not that long ago in
Ooh,
the scheme of it.
about a week ago, and she came home to some rather unsettling news. So, do you want to just share a little bit about what happened?
Well, it was kind of fun for me because since I have found the access tools and I found myself expanding and expanding and expanding and kind of walking into my own potency, I live in a super tiny town in Nebraska where a lot of people have very specific points of view of what they want in relationship. And the larger and larger that I would get, the harder and harder it was for him to try to shrink me down.
Yeah.
And there seems like something with this last class kind of going into that one. It was me so ready to really step into who I be. And there was something that must have just freaked him out. So, yeah, on my way home, once I got home, I came home to a completely empty house after
Wow.
a 5-year relationship with
Wow.
nothing but a note.
It reminds me of that Sex in the City episode where the guy breaks up with her on a post-it.
Yes, it felt very post-it note. Yeah.
Was it post-it?
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. But since then, there's been no communication or anything like that. And
Wow.
what's surprising me right now is everybody like, you must not have been that attached because you're getting over it really quick. And I'm like, I also had all those tools of that class right in my back pocket when I got home. Yes, there was devastation, and yes, there was kind of that shock value, but just in speaking to you and kind of having that energy, can there be beauty in a breakup? Does it have to be trauma and drama and drug out fighting, or can you just leave a note and kind of choose something different to move on past that?
Mm, wow, that's awesome. Good for you.
Ah,
One
I'm
thing,
trying.
one thing that Gary said well, he says this to most people who break up from their guy. He'll say, well, you lost 180 pounds of dead weight.
My brother referred to it as the emergency Jenny Craig plan. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what if it wasn't a horrible thing? And were there some telltale signs? Did you somewhere know that the relationship wasn't actually working for you? And while this was a shock, did you somewhere know that it was sort of inevitable?
I love the references that Dane makes, and I speak kind of metaphorically, but the story that he tells, like, here, your partner shows up in the Mini Cooper, and you have to cut off your arms and legs to fit in that Mini Cooper. That's exactly how it was. And it's interesting now looking back on it, the things that I identified of you shouldn't have that client, or I don't like that client, or that client's laughing too much at your jokes. They're hitting on you. I'm like, what if they just find I'm funny? And I was willing to receive those types of things, and apparently he was not, and it was a deal breaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of an interesting space now to try to find my arms and my legs back after realizing that they'd been gone for so long too.
Yeah. So what tools are you finding um, are helping with unwinding from the two of you in relationship to now being on your own, like to finding your arms and your legs?
I would say more than anything, it was who does that belong to? Because there's so many people, like I said, you're getting over this really quick. You guys must not have been that attached.
Hmm.
Who does, that's not mine. That's
Hmm.
just people kind of throwing that at me. And that's probably what I'm feeling more than anything is everybody else's projections of how I should be coping or how a breakup should look like or how devastated I should be and how are you ever going to move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those types of things are probably the most that I'm kind of getting hit with every day. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it's just making that choice of, you know what, I'm going to go to work and I'm going to smile and I'm willing to receive whatever shows up
Mm-hmm.
since I got my arms and my legs back.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when I got divorced and I first enrolled the kids in a new school, the principal was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, I'm happy. It was my choice."
Right.
And they're like, "What?" Like they just can't quite understand.
Yeah, that the breakup should be
What?
devastating or the breakup should be just this life altering versus, you
Yeah.
know, what if there was a garage sale and your trash just got took out for you and what options do you have for something greater in that capacity?
Yeah, exactly. So that's really cool. And, you know, it takes a lot of courage and it takes a commitment to yourself to use the tools and to not like wallow in it.
Right.
Like it's really easy to get upset and wallow, but like even, I don't know, I can, even when something really awful and upsetting occurs now in my life, it's like 5, 10 minutes, maybe. You know, you have to move. You can't live in your home anymore. Oh, shit. You know, you can have it for a second and then it's like, okay, now what can we create? Now what's possible? Where can we go next? What's, you know, and it's just, it's a whole different way of living. And it doesn't have to be sad and hard and can't get out of bed for days, you know?
Right. I've been playing with almost the 10-second increment thing though too. If I find myself in wallow mode, I'm like, okay, sister, just ball it out. Get it out of your system. Get rid of the greeting cards. Get rid of the whatever. And if it's a 10-minute ball, it's a 10-minute ball, but whatever it takes. And then I gave myself that allowance. Then I can move forward again and do kind of the next task at hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not staying home from work and treating it with Cabernet. Just sometimes it's 10 minutes, not always 10 seconds, but to come back into that space to choose again, like, all right, am I going to sit here and cry anymore? Or are we going to keep clicking on here?
Yeah. Because crying like creates puffiness.
Oh, it's terrible.
And that's not fun.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Well, cool. It's really wonderful to see you in such good spirits. And I know that that's possible. And now other people can know that that's possible too. Um, and if anybody else is interested in more tools, I have an intro call coming up on March 14th. It's a Wednesday evening in California. And we're going to be doing it on the computer. So I invite everybody to join me and we will talk about whatever comes up in your beauty in your breakup. So, any last things that you might want to share or bring up or ask a question about?
I would like to ask you a question because I think some of the energies that do come up within that breakup is you start putting the cart in front of the horse of what do I do now? What do I look for now? And do those things. And I would like to hear from you what you would suggest in really staying open in that possibility of whatever shows up that's going to contribute the most to me. And just being in that space, almost the energy pull of the right person to contribute to me.
Yeah. Well, as I talk about in my book, there's 6 steps that I use to move through my breakup. And I would highly recommend getting the book, even if it's an ebook or whatever, and just working through those steps. Even though he's already gone, there's unwinding is number 1. dissolving past trauma. So any stuff that you have between the two of you, using the tools in that step, POC and POD, to clear it out so that you're not carrying that into your next relationship. Step 3 is a navigation system that teaches you how your choices are going to create something. It teaches you to have your awareness about your choices. Step 4 is breaking through barriers, if you have any left. I mean, that's usually for people who are living together and they're not sure what it's going to be like on the other side. So it's more about taking 30 days for yourself and having your partner take 30 days for themselves. But there's probably tools in there too that could apply to your situation. Step 5 is about conscious creation and living in your decadence and choosing the things that are just amazing, like getting rid of all the crap around the house, or even the dishes that you don't like, and just using your china, or just, just having everything around you, things that you love and that you would choose. So doing that yard sale, getting rid of everything that doesn't bring you joy. And then from there, you will have a totally different sense of yourself and a totally different sense of who you would like to have in your life. And, in one of the steps, I can't remember which one, there's a list that you write of the qualities that you're looking for in a person and what it would be like to have them in your life, the qualities that you would like and the qualities that you would not like. And getting clear on that. And once you do that, Leigh, and get your list, let's have a conversation and we can go over the list, because if it's not clear and unlimiting, you won't be able to draw in that person.
Love it.
People. Yeah. So
right.
Happy to do that.
Fantastic. Yeah. I ordered the book. It's on its way.
Yay.
So I've got a couple days and then I can indulge in my decadence of reading that book.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Beauty in your breakup.
Oh, you're such an inspiration that it's possible. And I don't know if I would have had that without having that time with you and just knowing you, and just you're walking it. You're walking what you're talking, and I completely appreciate that and acknowledge you for that.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Never anything I necessarily would have chosen as my thing to facilitate people with, but I will happily be it and do it.
Yeah. Shows up different than we kind of think it's going to, don't we?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a great evening. Thank you.
You too, darling. All right.
Send me questions if you have them.
I will.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.